So we talked about gate level simulation is slow. You need to run it at multiple stages. So what is the motivation to run gate level simulations? Okay. So let's start with what are the motivations, and we'll go into details of these each of these motivations as well. So first motivation is to verify power up and reset operation of the design. Okay. So at RTL level, even though you are doing this, at netlist level, actual delays come into the picture based upon your basically when you do PNR or STA. STA can write out a file which is known as standard delay format or an SDF file. This SDF file, and we'll go into a little bit details about what are this information which is contained in that, but just to get an idea, it has delay about each of the cell in the design, setup or hold for flops, delay of the interconnect, wires which are connected. So basically all those information, delay related information, setup hold information, related information is present in this SDF file which is written out. This SDF file is plugged into your simulation. Now, of course, this information is not present at RTL level or at the level when you're running. So, first and foremost thing for you to do is to verify when these delays come into the picture, your chip can actually power up. Because at silicon level, if you cannot power up your chip, you're completely it can become a complete failure. Because once you are able to power up the chip, maybe if still the silicon is not working, you can run at a lower frequency, you can do some software changes to make sure it still goes through. But if you're not able to boot up or power up your chip, there is nothing you can do. So it's very important to verify the power up, the chip is getting reset, and this is something which you can do at RTL level, but at netlist level with delays coming into the picture, it's the real thing or almost close to the real thing which is going to happen on silicon. So it's very important. This is one of the motivation to verify that your chip can power up, the reset, the flops are getting reset properly. Now, sometimes your RTL can have uninitialized condition to, and in order to ensure that design does not have any unintentional dependencies on initial conditions. That is another way, another reason for running gate level. Now, as you know, now there are a lot of low power design which is being done. You can have multiple voltage domains. You can have isolation structure, some part of the logic going into power collapse, power up. All those things now happen in modern SoCs and modern designs. Now, at RTL level, this information is not present in your netlist. This information is only added, or at RTL level, this information is only present in UPF format. And this UPF actually gets added, or this information gets added as you go towards the netlist. So this is something like verification of your low power structures like isolation logic, design working correctly with multiple VDD domains, design working correctly when a block goes into power collapse or comes out of the power collapse, can only happen at netlist level. It can happen at some level at RTL level, but most of the things are only present at gate level. So in order to verify and gain confidence those are working correctly, you have to run gate level simulations. Then while doing synthesis, you use certain kind of constraints like false paths and multi-cycle paths. And sometimes designers can make mistakes, and maybe these false paths were not specified correctly, or designed or multi-cycle paths were not defined correctly, and your design can actually fails if these are incorrect. So, and the way to verify that these false paths and multi-cycle paths all at gate level does not cause any functional failures is to run gate level simulation. In addition to that, you basically power estimation is done based upon the switching activity, and that switching activity is calculated for at the netlist using the netlist level simulation. So one of the motivation is to for big gate level simulation is to help enable power estimation. Then for most of the companies, DFT structures are absent in RTL and added during synthesis or after that. Scan chains are also generally inserted at gate level. Hence, gate level simulations are often used to determine whether scan chains are correct or to also require to simulate ATPG patterns. So that's another motivation for running gate level simulations. In addition to that, tester patterns basically are also done at gate level netlist. In addition to that, sometimes your synthesis can synthesize the circuits in and or format. Some muxes can convert into and or format and sometimes can create glitches. Okay, so to help reveal there are no glitches on sensitive signals, basically you need to run gate level simulations to identify if there are no glitches present close when the signals are changing basically together on some part of the designs. So these are some of the motivations for gate level simulations. There are more. Like for example, let's say if you have asynchronous paths in the design, maybe clock domain crossing asynchronous paths, and these paths are not timed by STA to ensure some of these critical paths are actually not with the delays which are present in the design are actually not causing any problems. The way to verify that is to run gate level simulation. There can be some simulation artifacts that bugs that can be masked at RTL level because there are no delays at RTL level. For that also you need to run gate level simulations. Sometimes, not a lot, not often, but sometimes you can have certain constructs in the RTL, okay, which can cause simulation synthesis mismatch, and this issues can only be identified at netlist because of the gate level simulations. Okay. Sometimes you may have some special circuits conditions that may include feedback or dependent upon initial considerations. Those also can only be verified at gate level simulations. If there is certain new IP, certain logic, you are worried, okay, these are critical paths in my design. I want to make sure before I go to silicon. Those are typically good candidate for running gate level simulations as well. Okay, so one power related logic, test related logic, making sure your chip actually is coming up are good candidates for running gate level simulations. If you have any uninitialized logic in the design, maybe some flops which are not resettable, those are actually good to verify in your gate level simulations. In order to make sure your design actually works at the desired frequency, at the fastest frequency you intended your chip to run, the way to do that is gate level simulation because that is a simulation where you actually have actual delays in the place. If you have CDC paths in your design, you have synchronizers in the design. If synchronizers are absent or synchronizer can cause problems because of not meeting setup or hold timing, the way to verify that is running gate level simulation. So you can see there are a lot of motivations to run gate level simulations. Of course, design community, EDA community are trying to move some of these things so that they can be checked at RTL level, but not like these things still remain. So you actually need to verify some aspects of this at gate level simulation. Since gate level simulation is very costly by I mean it takes lot of long time to run. You need actually big servers to run that. A lot of work is being done to move this to RTL level, but of course, as in it's gonna take time. Not everything maybe still can be verified at RTL level, but there is work going on by design community to move this to RTL level. But still, it's a necessary evil that you need to run gate level simulations.